it.
So roll secretly.
Man, Geráck is such a hard ass.
Wait, what? Something.
That's pretty bad.
Something went wrong there. Alright.
You rolled a... That's like me rolling the 1d20 on Discord.
What does that even do, I wonder?
I don't know. All I know is that the...
1.
Doesn't look like it rolls much of anything.
Okay.
It's a filthy lie.
Geráck, attempting to read Leon's words and expressions, brings an immense tidal wave of conflict into your mind. The helmet screams, "He's lying." Your new helmet, that you knew, like the warhammer that you wielded against the princess, no, can't be lying, tell the truth. And that, like, grim, like, dour, like, expression. The winged shoes apparently don't have an opinion on the matter. And the hammer of thunderbolts that you unbound your chakra to is still sobbing. And attempting to read Leon's face it's just too much imagery of seeing Leon as he was when you traveled with him, and then seeing Leon now. Geráck cannot effectively get a read at all. In part because the magic items start to rail in his mind.
Yep.
The helmet says, "That's impossible. There's no way he could have been kept there at home for so long." And the hammer really pipes up. "Well, I just got here, I know, but sounds like a whole temptress, demon, sorceress type thing. Seems pretty reasonable, completely able to manipulate them. I say Leon's probably right. You don't know anything, you just got here."
So Geráck tries to think back before he left the keep. I mean, he wasn't really there for a very long time when he got back, and then before he left.
Yes.
So
Geráck has been absent for quite some time.
yes.
And,
So he thinks it's very possible that has happened.
It is eminently possible that the horrid sorceress who corrupted Geráck's father managed to keep the youngest child of House Zold there to manipulate and corrupt and destroy, just to have as a piece against you if you ever came back.
Well, thank you, Lich Prince.
Because you've certainly been rising in power. And perhaps, she might be getting worried.
Man, imagine what you got paid, though.
Geráck will just nod and say, "Thank you, Leon. You had no cause to tell me this, but I thank you anyway." And then he will walk away to sit by himself for a bit.
Leon watches Geráck go. He'll let out a sigh that will, like, ruffle his already messy and bloodstained hair.
Mm-hmm. Aranas, assuming no one else really is taking Leon's time, would like to sort of walk a little bit closer. He's sort of been at the outskirts of this whole thing, mostly listening, piping up a little bit. He just looks at him and says, "I'm very curious as to your situation. We have not met before much, except outside the keep, and the situation there was not as it is now. I am Aranas, Vaelduth." Yes, he will reach out a hand to perhaps shake Leon's hand.
Leon will, like his nose will wiggle, and one of his bound hands will move from its bound position to clasp Aranas's. I am Leon, of House Melkor.
I have heard much about you, Leon of House Melkor, though I must admit I know very little. You spoke of this companion of yours, whom your blade, it would seem, knew was some sort of mind eater.
Leon frowns deeply. His brows furrow and says, Hexenblade was not for absolute certain, but there were tells, and Hexenblade did make that distinction, one that has proven true in seeing the actions that Wohiram has taken over all these months since. It could not convey that sentiment to any of the other companions, not for lack of trying, or for lack of screaming.
I also understand that this character was able to mislead his companions in a rather disgusting way. They questioned little of what was going on around them. That makes me believe that this bond this group has had before I joined it was quite a lot stronger than the one we have now after I have joined it. It seems that this thing has damaged them. I'm curious to understand how you feel about that, given your, well, I suppose, a no longer recent change in perspective.
I am bewildered that of all people, Tempus had not managed to see the slights, but my understanding is that he was so lost in wherever Tempus goes that he was not able to discern this. I think that had I been around, I could have stopped it, I could have prevented it, I could have at least seen it. Even if I could not have saved him, I could have stopped the atrocities that have been committed in his name.
I understand still that even the Lich Prince would have wanted him gone. Seems. Was that something he would have wanted to speak to us about had we given him the chance?
Leon's brow lifts. I had been trying to piece that together. You encountered my prince?
He shakes his slightly and says, "Not exactly. He sort of looks towards Tempus and says, had a message from the Lich King about this. I'm surprised you did not know."
Leon counter asks with, do you know everything that your side people do?
Sort of. No, not by a long shot. Says, I had thought perhaps you would have been brought in with the knowledge you had.
Well, Leon hisses through his teeth. It is no secret, despite my expressions from the ramparts so many months ago, it is natural that among icons who style themselves rulers of the world, there would be differences on how to go about doing it. The intellect assassin has accumulated a great deal of knowledge, and currently wields the Sword of Ruin, last time I have heard anyway. It is a matter of concern for any sane ruler.
Yeah. Or it's not. It's just that makes sense.
I do not know his current whereabouts, its current whereabouts, though I would be very interested in hunting down the creature myself. Perhaps my prince would have known. Leon shrugs.
Then if this was not it, do you know what your prince wished to speak to us about? The dialogue you have spoken of before. I am curious as to what that would have entailed.
Leon bites his lip and shakes his head in a non-committal fashion. I have not had many words with my prince since his stay in the necropolis. The few snatches of conversation I've had have been direct and tinted with something I had never heard from him. Fear.
He frowns and says, I see.
I had not known my prince capable of much in the way of emotion at all, but after such exposure to him through all of my failed lifetimes, I managed to hear enough.
Says, I suppose he also did not want to kill us, which surprised me quite a bit.
My prince had been hoping to have a conversation, which is why he went through such horrific trouble trying to retrieve Geráck's brother.
As always, rash actions are rarely the best ones, it would seem then. A creature as he is, he sort of frowns slightly. I do believe that those who have strayed can find their way again, no matter how far they've gone, if you simply allow them to do so on their own terms. I should be interested in speaking with this prince about whatever it is he would want to speak to us about. Though I should hope perhaps next time that we know that we're going into such a conversation before it happens.
You can feel Aurelia smiling behind you, Aranas, though Leon is giving you a puzzled look.
Yeah. Well, you've spoken to Aurelia. He brought her back to life. It's a beautiful dream, and it also would be the best way to reconcile this whole keeping the green trapped. If he could just become good, that would be amazing. That'd be like all Aranas would need.
Right, redeem the green.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
By the way, your tooth is adamantly opposed to this whole prospect. It is starting to try and impress headaches upon Aranas.
No, not make him good. He's good
I
as he
told
is.
you to kill the Lich Prince, and the Lich
Victory.
Prince is like crumbled into dust, and like that's it. Like, why are you socializing with these creatures any longer? They're dead. They're going to freeze the entire world. I don't want the world frozen either. How am I supposed to get anyone to let me out
Sort
of here?
frowns slightly as he removes his hand from the hilt. As it is gradually moved there, as he looks down to the blade, frowning, and then look at Leon and looks
The
to the blade.
Yes, the tooth.
Looks to Hexen Blade and says, "Is your one as chatty as mine?"
Leon blinks, looks at the tooth, looks back at Aranas and says, I wouldn't know.
Shrugs.
It
Suppose
communicates more in emotion than words.
More of a hypothetical, anyway. Regardless, are you going to return to the Lich Prince when we let you leave?
Leon looks around his environs and says, well, I would try, but... It would take me some time.
You could stay for a bit. Worst case, you get to spy for the Lich King.
He says, if there's anything at all, he might send someone out to try and collect me. I'm not entirely sure how many days have passed, but I presume my love has returned by this point, and she's probably livid.
Says, if you do return, perhaps bring my curiosity to him. If you do not, then so be it. But if you do, perhaps that good might come of our action. That we may find a place where we can meet, or in a way we can meet, that does not endanger either party, so that we can discuss whatever it is he might want to discuss with us. If he is fearful, then perhaps it is something we should take as a serious consideration.
Leon's eyes roll up into his head. Well, I could... Did you break his... You obviously met. What happened to him? My prince.
Says we turned him into ash, but he looks at Tempus and says, it seems that he does not even know where his phylactery would be. Alas,
Leon gives a very wide-eyed look.
Alas, we have done nothing to break it. He should return soon enough and be with the old king.
Yes. Well, I can try contacting him if he has woken. Not sure how many days have passed. And to answer that question, it has been... looks like... Where is you at? Where is you at? Yes. It has been 12 days, actually, since your fight.
Suppose I'll tell Leon it's been 12 days.
Leon actually lifts a hand through his hair and says, I can try, but if he is around here, I don't know what he'll do.
Your friend says you believe he would come here and show hostility.
I don't know what he would do. He is still giving Aranas a wide-eyed look.
Says you seem disconcerted.
That my prince fell into ash, and that he would not know the location of his phylactery. It slipped my mind, I suppose, Leon says, looking, to his left, that the Lord of Dead would demand that of him.
Says perhaps it is a reason for him to be afraid. If he has done something the Lord of Dead does not approve of, then I suppose he would be unfortunate at this point. I do not know how the Lord of Dead operates, but I doubt he has much mercy.
Leon's worried look is not fading. Says, right, so
If
I can...
this might bring death down upon us, I would ask that you wait.
I do not
For your
think
safe.
so. He looks around. Certainly, I am well enough. I was going to try contacting Aurelia at least.
I suppose they could not use their magic to arrive here instantly, could they? Sort of frowns.
Leon, looking away, looks back to Aranas and says, well, not Aurelia, no, but how did my prince arrive?
Appeared out of thin air.
He can do that.
To anywhere?
To any location that he knows, or to any location involving either Aurelia or myself.
Aranas nods. I suppose Aurelia, since you didn't pipe up, has been like listening, or
Yes.
who if anyone is about? I presume Aurelia is as well.
Yes.
I think Geráck like stormed.
I am not.
Out.
Yeah,
Yes.
Geráck is
Everyone but
sitting.
Geráck. All right.
Yes,
Well, he will
everyone
look at
but
the others then to see if they think that this would be an okay thing to do. Have contacting. So they like. I think we all agree that we would want him to basically let him go. I mean, that seems to be the only right thing to do. And he is being frank, and that's good. And if he wishes to this Lich seems to have had ideas, and if he's afraid, then he went to quite great lengths to appeal to us.
Does Tempus still have Hexenblade?
No,
Nope.
Leon has it.
Nope. That was
Leon has
put
it,
in
okay.
Leon's holster.
Okay.
That seemed to be the best thing to do.
That's right,
Aranas
supposed to be.
is like respectful to the magic item, if nothing else. You'll look and say, I would have no issue with this then, though I would want to be on my guard, and want the rest of you to be on yours as well.
I can't say I'm well rested quite yet, but it would be somewhat hypocritical to limit your choice in your actions after what I've said. I am sticking to what I said.
Look, Cookie, I'm sorry if you were just about to fall asleep.
What?
Didn't really understand that, Gryph.
Speak into the mic.
He might be having a conversation with someone else.
That probably makes sense, yeah.
Uh,
So much easier with people who speak different languages. You kind of know when.
Right.
Yeah.
Dark?
uh,
Dark's actually dead, everyone.
She hasn't said anything.
Yes.
Conversation.
Jasmine has said nothing. Dark. Dark.
maybe AFK then, I guess.
Maybe he's just so confused about this entire situation.
Who am
be.
I?
Could be like, this was my character.
Well, Aurelia, I suppose it's two of us making the decisions now.
I will step away to use the restroom, I guess.
Geráck has no say in this, I guess.
He's left.
Goger can have a say. I'll be
No,
right
apparently I can't.
U.S. players can have a conversation.
Yeah, we can.
I'll bear it.
What do you think?
Be right back as well.
I haven't really been listening that much because I've gone away.
Okay,
and
Lich
I have
Prince
written
is
some stuff.
really, really scared of something big that's gonna happen. And he's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, I need someone who can help me. The only people who could handle this sort of thing is these guys. I better get something to like appeal to them so that I have all the storms that they want. I have like the brother that they want. Maybe now they'll listen to me so we can like work out something so they can help me with whatever big thing it is that I'm really pissed and scared of. So we're like,
Why
well,
didn't you
maybe we
say
should.
so?
Well, we kind of stabbed him before he could, I think. But
I mean,
you know,
he didn't die instantly.
no.
He had some time to.
But just like talk while we're killing him.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't fight back, we're...
And he had like calling contagions and whatnot. He also didn't want to kill us, which is kind of proof that something worse than us is coming. And if it makes a Lich Prince afraid, it's something we might want to know of. Like what the demon invasions, like the Iron Sea being like full of something worse than the undead. I don't know. But Aranas at least thinks it's something we should know of, and if Leon can contact his people, then you know this might be a good place to do it out of nothing. Is where they probably don't know whatever little island it is that we're on well enough to teleport here.
He might also be full of shit, but sure.
He might be full of shit, yeah. But I think we have seen indication. I mean, the Lich Prince kind of turned to ash to not kill us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have had some hints that this might be plausible.
I mean, you might agree, but I don't know that Geráck would. He's pretty
Nah.
much a hard ass about this sort of thing. So
I mean, no. I don't think it would. I mean, what is Liam actually proposing?
He would contact them. I assume it's some sort of contact spell that he knows.
And we
I'd be
could talk
like,
to them,
"Hello,
then, or they would arrive here. Or what would happen?
Spellcore, could I talk to the Lich Prince? Has something happened? Are you back? Are you like have you been permanently destroyed? I mean, maybe that's what he'll be told.
I mean, Geráck does want his brother back, and he does actually believe Leon at that point. He's currently reciting a prayer, though, like over and over.
To what god does he pray?
The Great Gold, just.
Oh,
So not a god, really,
He's
but
deified the Great Gold Worm.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know that icons answer prayers. But,
no, they don't. But it's more like a thing to soothe the mind more than an actual prayer. Like he
Geráck
doesn't.
is pretty Crusader-like lately, right?
Yeah, a bit.
Like super hardcore, just like victory at any means. Just gotta kill all the bad guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. He's kind of tired of the whole.
Of being goody two shoes. Doesn't like
Yeah.
that.
He doesn't care about that anymore. Not so much. I mean, if it is a risk that Leon will come back and bite us in the ass, he doesn't want to take that risk. Because there's too much at stake to just.
Even though it might be the good thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, my Geráck's suggestion would be to send him to Tantacora, like the commander wanted.
Put him like in a coffin and nail it shut and just leave him
yeah.
there for eternity.
You just leave him there and make them decide what to do with him.
Yeah, they would probably just kill him since he's like a undead thing.
Probably.
And his friends are all being killed in this assault, right?
Yeah. But the commander heading the assault wanted him brought back there, because he thought.
So how do you feel about the quote, "I fear nothing, least at all what must be done"? 1 to 5, how much do you agree with that?
6.
Probably 4 because there are some limits.
All right, well, that's the Crusader right there.
Sure. I mean, Geráck has sort of turned to a bit darker than he started out.
Might be something to consider him.
Getting a conflicted dice with the Crusader.
You know, maybe they can appreciate what he's doing better than the people of the Great Gold War. I mean, he keeps getting shit from those guys, being like, "You don't do things in the good way, Geráck. You just sell out your Paladin hood." And these guys like, I mean, you're doing great, man. Amazing. top of the notch, yeah.
Yeah,
just
but
a little more dark
they would
gods.
slaughter an entire village to kill one demon, and Geráck wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, you slaughter an entire village to stop the end of the age, right?
Don't ask me that question.
See, most people would say no.
Geráck would be a bit unsure at that point.
Yeah.
If he had an absolute 100% guarantee that it would save the rest of the world, he would probably do it.
I'm sorry, as he killed everyone. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that scenario would never happen anyway. So just let's.
Right, it would never happen. I think the Great Gold Worm is like, I'm not sure about that, man. Killing all the innocents to win? That's not really what I'm into.
No. I mean, if there was no other possible way to do it, and it would 100% guaranteed work, then yeah. He would probably do it.
Aranas would say no.
Yeah.
Never. Not even to save the world.
But Geráck has,
He's
changed a bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the sort of thing he's talking to praying to the Great Gold Worm for?
No. It's more a prayer that the let's see, what was the fucking name?
His brother would be okay, or
the Blessed Brothers or whatever they were. It was a prayer that they recited whenever they felt temptation or whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to resist his fall to the darkness.
Yeah, or rather to resist his own desires and his
But
selfishness.
maybe his fall to the darkness is what's needed to save the world. He needs the strength of that of that power to do it. And it's
Yeah,
not
but-
really darkness, right?
That's not what
Really?
he's praying to at the moment. It's more of a thing that he. There are too many things at stake right here, and he can't go back to find his brother on his own. Just abandoning the quest to do that. It's more that thing.
Yeah.
So I have written it down actually. So
Sure.
he sort of sits there on his knees, mumbling to himself. Oh, great gold, take my wishes and desires away, so that I may serve the many and not indulge in my old selfishness. Make my vision broader, my mind focused, and my heart tempered. Lift up my spirit and grant me the determination to do what is right. And he repeats this over and over to himself.
In his mind, is do what is right, keep Leon captive in a cage, or let him go?
Depends really, but he, in Geráck's mind, he would do too much harm if we let him go to just.
It's very
Yeah,
much a
that's
for the
option.
greater good kind of thing.
Yeah.
I must
That's
do evil so that good can exist. Or